I did see Michael Jordan.
Space Jam! You remember that flick, right? Aliens steal the talent of NBA stars and then the Looney Tunes team up with Michael Jordan to take them down. Typical, what a cliche. Well, as a millennial, it was a huge part of my childhood, so when I found out a sequel was being made, I was like, whoa. We've been following production, so I'm gonna tell you everything we know so far about the upcoming film. First, hit subscribe and turn on your notifications. Our videos are dope, just do it.
It's a fast-paced, razzle-dazzle game.
The cast and crew. When the 1996 film was released, Michael Jordan was basically the biggest athlete in the world at the time, so there's some big Air Jordans to fill. And doing so will be none other than LeBron James of the Los Angeles Lakers. Not only that, but the film will be made by his production company, Spring Hill Entertainment. He's a superstar, people love this guy. Of course, starring alongside him will be the Looney Tunes, specifically Lola and Bugs Bunny will return, confirmed by this tweet by Spring Hill Entertainment. Joining James will be a slew of NBA and WNBA players said to include Anthony Davis, Damian Lillard, and Klay Thompson of the NBA, as well as Diana Taurasi, Chiney Owumike, and Nneka Owumike of the WNBA. This is dope because the original film did not feature any WNBA players, so new millennium.
Ooh, this will be good.
Of course, all of these athletes and tunes are playing themselves, but performing alongside of them are some legit actors. Arguably the biggest name attached so far is Oscar nominee Don Cheadle, who you know as War Machine in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I have some idea as to what his role will be, but we'll get back to that. The cast will also feature Sonequa Martin Green of Star Trek Discovery, who will be playing LeBron's wife. I wonder how his actual wife feels about that. Maybe she casted her. On top of that, there's a ton of opportunity for cameos, but if we knew about them, they wouldn't be any fun, so we'll just have to wait and see. At the helm is Malcolm D. Lee, director of Girls Trip, and producing, get this, Ryan Coogler, director of Black Panther. That's pretty cool. I like that guy. Next, the plot. Well, long story short, we don't know much, but here's what we've gathered since they wrapped production in September of last year. First of all, it's called Space Jam 2. One can only assume that means we'll see more aliens, unless it's about basketball players taking a trip to space. It's like Armageddon, but with basketball players. I don't know. But will these aliens be able to steal the talent of basketball players? I don't know. I really don't.
I got his talent.
right.
Super.
As far as Don Cheadle's role goes, fans assumed he would play the new Bill Murray-esque role in the film. To remind you, Murray played himself in the original and was Jordan's sidekick / comic relief.
Dun, 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 dun!
However, Cheadle's Black Monday co-star Paul Scheer seems to have spilled the beans on that. He said this: actually, Don Cheadle, who I do Black Monday with, he's the bad guy in Space Jam 2, and he said LeBron's really great. Oh, he's the villain. Now this brings us to a whole new slew of questions. The villain in the original 1996 film was animated and voiced by Danny DeVito.
Get the Looney Tunes!
Looney Tunes!
So, will Cheadle be animated? He doesn't have as iconic of a voice, so they could go in a completely different direction. Technically, I guess he could even still be playing himself as the villain. That would be rad. At this point, we do not know. The more I talk about the 1996 film, the more I realize how awesomely meta and ahead of its time it was.
Producer's a friend of mine, just had a Teamster come and drop me off,
Anyway, now that we know who's in it and have some idea of what it's about, the big question is, what is the film's relation to the original? LeBron James himself has confirmed that it will not be a sequel, it will be a reboot. Which is good, because then it would open up a Pandora's box of questions as to why Bugs Bunny doesn't age. Is he like an infinite being? I don't need an existential crisis right now. Its direct connection to the original film is unknown, but I do have an idea of what they have in common. Tony Bancroft, aka Pumbaa Guy 1, said this in a tweet: I just started working on the lot at Warner Brothers Studio in January, now working from home, just one more Looney chapter in the making of Space Jam 2, have Cintiq will travel. You may be wondering what this has to do with anything. Well, Bancroft is one of the most well-respected hand-drawn artists in the industry. The dude made Pumbaa. Also, Cintiq, mentioned in the tweet, is a product that allows one to draw by hand. So, we can assume that the new film will have that fantastic 90s hand-drawn, old-school 2D look to it, as opposed to trying for CGI or something in this new era of animation. That is sure to hit us right in the nostalgia bones. and may perhaps be the most exciting update about this film thus far. And finally, we come to the release date. The film is slated for release July 16th of 2021, just ahead of Space Jam's 25th anniversary. That's right, 25 years. You feel old yet? We were wondering if the COVID-19 pandemic would affect the release date, considering that the rest of the entertainment industry is a complete mess right now. But LeBron James himself assured us that it's still on track to come out next summer. He said that at this stage, most of the work that needs to be done can be done indoors anyway. Animators are stereotypically shut-ins. They can quarantine and animate. Core animate. No. Sorry. One animator even spilled the beans that LeBron himself is doing some voiceover work from home. So that's it, man! Everything we know so far about Space Jam 2. If you haven't done it yet, you should be sold by now, so hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications. I mean, you did make it to the end of the video, so thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.
What's the matter, Bill?
Larry, that could have been me.
We get off that kick. It's over. It's done with. You can't play.